That outside line has been hanging back for the last few laps, but now begins to move as Andretti has assumed command of this race. And here comes Mike Skinner, who led earlier for 5 laps into second spot. They're going to drop Tony Stewart to at least third or fourth, maybe even fifth as they cross the line.
Looks like Tony Stewart all of a sudden is not able to run his car wide open around the racetrack the way he did earlier. Looks like the 20 car Stewart might need a little bit of adjustment on his car once these cars start making pit stops, which won't be too long. Look at Michael Walker on the outside, and Stewart and Skinner almost get it together. Oh, they're in the grass. Oh, here goes Skinner across in front of all these cars. Yes, there goes some Chip Gordon in the wall. Chad Little, Rusty Wallace. Mike Skinner, and he's stuck. It rained heavily last night. And look at the damage on Jeff Gordon's DuPont Chevrolet.
And Rusty Wallace's car also heavily damaged and stopped in turn 3. There you can see how Mike Skinner is not able to get away from his spot out there in turn 3. Jeff Gordon able to get that DuPont car started and rolling again as the field comes by.
But barely able to move the car, so heavily damaged.
Chad Little remains immobile, as does Rusty Wallace.
You see Rusty moving around. I would guess that the damage to the nose of this car, Rusty's car, he hit, it looks like he might have hit Jeff Gordon in the right side.
And Brett Bodine is also involved in the crash. He climbs out uninjured, but a very badly damaged race car. And Ernie Irvin is also assisted from his M&M's car. The damage on Jeff's car.
Oh, my goodness. That car looks to be a wipeout. That's the worst spot you can hit this car. You can hit these cars. We see him trying to get back to pit road.
Gordon has had finishes of 39th and 43rd already this year. 39th coming at Rockingham and finished 43rd last at Texas. And it's going to be another disappointing finish for Jeff Gordon, the defending series champion. Let's take a look at what happened again. Here they are moving off of corner number 2. Watch the right of your screen.
Mike Skinner and Tony Stewart right in here are going to make contact. And somehow they get in the grass. And Skinner turns right across the racetrack. There we see Jeff Gordon coming directly into him. All of a sudden, Gordon loses control, goes up, pant, hits the wall, and Rusty Wallace and also Ernie Irvin drive in the right side of Jeff Gordon's car. There we see Chad Little spinning down to the inside. John Kernan.
Terry Labonte, one of the first to hit his pits. They will make no chassis adjustments, no air pressure adjustments, just put on 4 tires and fuel. Terry told him the car is pretty good. He also said about that crash, wasn't that about the dumbest thing you've ever seen? To Bill Weber. Dale Earnhardt has told his car, his crew, his car is very neutral. This is simply 4 tires, a small air pressure adjustment. He has stopped very shallow in his pit because there's no one pitting behind him, so that way he can get around the 55 in front of him. To Jerry Punch.
Tony Stewart and his pit, he'll take a look at the front fenders, make sure there was no damage to the fender pushed in on the tires, no chassis adjustment, right side and left side tires. Stewart stalls the Pontiac, now 3 fires, and he's away.
Scramble off pit road.
Look at the damage on Ward Burton's Caterpillar car. To the right front of his car as he tries to get back on the racetrack.
There's Stewart rolling back out. And now they will assess the damage to these cars that have been involved in the accident up in turn number 3. Actually down the backstretch is where it all started.
There's the Pennzoil copper cam. There you see I think a little bit of contact between Stewart and Skinner, not allowing Skinner to get back on the racetrack and get on the dirt and spin. Look at Jeff Burton at points leader. How close did he come to Skinner as he went by?
There is Chad Little sliding to the inside. Brett Bodine being involved in the crash.
Running into Rusty Wallace down there. There he goes in the inside wall.
And now from Rusty Wallace's onboard camera. what it's like to crash at 190 miles an hour. Now this is Mike Skinner.
And he knows he's in trouble when you get on the grass.
He comes up the racetrack, and that causes everybody else to hit the brakes, lose control, and causes a multi-car crash here at Talladega. Back to Talladega in just a moment. Stay with us. Thanks very much, Robin, and welcome back to Talladega as we are still under caution. The debris still being cleaned up at the end of the backstretch where we had a multi-car accident involving, among others, Jeff Gordon. John Kernan.
And Jeff Gordon's Rainbow Warriors are working feverishly on the car, trying to get it out onto the racetrack. Jeff, when something happens in front of you, you have no time to react, do you?
Well, you've got some time, but there's not a whole lot of options as to what you can do. I saw Skinner and the 20 get down in the grass. I knew it was only time, you know, and they just keep running guys lower and lower. And, you know, he started to come back up, and I saw him, and I didn't know exactly what to do. I was trying to get on the brakes, and I saw a small hole, and I tried to go for it, and it just closed up, and the car turned around. The last thing you ever want to happen, turn right in front of traffic going that fast. So we torqued the race car pretty good. It's unfortunate, but I think we can get it at least back out there. But, you know, man, we're not having too great of luck this year, but you know, that's what it takes to win a championship. You can't be caught up in things like that. You've got to have things going your way. You got to have your engine blown up before they start the race, and then get it fixed and get back out there. You know what I mean?
Well, it's good to see Jeff Gordon is okay and still has his sense of humor, but the crew has a lot of work to do.
As do several other teams to get their cars repaired and back into competition. Well, this is what happened to caution flying on lap 49.
They ever see the low scar, Mike Skinner and Tony Stewart? Those two cars getting together, get on the grass. And it rained last night. That grass even bent. There's no way now we see Jeff Gordon going across the racetrack in front of traffic, and Skinner spins down. Ever see Chad Little, the 97 car John Deere, mowing some grass? Now, from the helicopter, here's the two cars in question. Skinner's in front and Tony Stewart in the back. We see Tony Stewart, maybe he should have used some of that patience there and let Skinner go. But Skinner is blocking. The groove is way up on the top of the racetrack. Skinner's way down there trying to block the move of Tony Stewart. That's the way of life at Talladega, is blocking, but it sure can cause some problems.
There you see Chad Little sliding up the racetrack and pinning Brett Bodine against the outside wall. And everybody sliding to the grassy part of the infield. Here's Bobby Labonte's onboard camera.
There we see just a little bit of smoke between when the cars made contact, and that forced both cars down on the grass.
And look how close this is as Labonte was able to drive through it. However, Rusty Wallace was not as fortunate. Listen.
He hit wide open. I mean, he basically never got to back off the gas. Watch Sterling Marlin. See what happens to him as he goes through the crash. Now, he's already backed off. His spotter is really on the ball. He has already backed off. Cars on the outside crashing, cars on the inside, and all of a sudden, Sterling said, where'd the racetrack go? Let me go up here and let's see. Feeling my way. Made it through. Wasn't that a great job? And look at Jeff Burton on these slow speeds, smoking so badly.
As long as he's on the accelerator, he's okay, but when he backs off, we have huge puffs of smoke coming from Jeff Burton's car. We will get a report on him and several others who were involved in this crash on the 49th lap at the Diehard 500.
The Diehard 500 on ABC Sports. Brought to you by Energizer Advanced Formula. No battery lasts longer. Ford Motor Company. Better ideas driven by you. And Valvoline. You can always tell the guys who use Valvoline.
A 7-car crash on the 49th lap here at Talladega has put us under caution. Now, emotions run very high, not only on the racetrack, but also back in the garage area. Now, when they move Mike Skinner's car back into the garage area, watch what happens as the workers free the car.
He's going to get up and try. See, they were trying to get the hood to the air not to blow the hood back, so they had some bungee cords on it. He was up there just to take the bungee cords off, and he stood up on the nose of the race car, and Larry Grinnell said, "Man, get off my car right now."
Down to Bill Weber.
And they continue to work on the Lowe's Chevrolet. The suspension is good. They believe the transmission is good. They want to replace the nose piece. They're going to spot weld that. Mike Skinner, you've had great success here, but not today. Walk us through what happened back there.
Well, it was just a racing deal, you know. I guess Tony Stewart had a little run on us there and maybe got a little bit anxious and got into the back of our Lowe's Chevrolet, and we went for a hell of a ride back there. But, you know, we're going to get this Lowe's Chevy back out, do the best we can. I know he never would do that on purpose, so, you know, it's just one of those racing deals. What can we say? We'll get back out there and get all the Winston Cup points we can and get Lowe's a little more recognition.
Those normally don't happen early in the race, Mike.
Well, I see a guy named Mike Skinner do stupid stuff like that his rookie year, so I can't say nothing.
This team is racing for the championship. They will try and get back out on the track and get some points. To John Kernan. Rusty Wallace is in the garage area talking to members of the media. Rusty, you said you kind of expected that to happen. It was a little too wild out there for the few laps before that.
Yeah, it really was. It got way too wild early, and you expect it to happen until leg. You hope it doesn't. And I had a good car. I got shuffled to the back early. I thought Earnhardt had a problem early. I was running second, and he pulled over in motion to 31 to go by him. I said, boy, he must have went on 7. So I shot that outside to go to 31, and when that happened, he picked the throttle back up. I guess he was just letting the 31 lead 5 laps or something, or get 5 points. But boy, that move right there got me behind, and I got all the way to back. Then I got back up to the front. But everybody was running 3, and then sometimes 4 wide, and like I say, you knew it was going to happen. You just didn't know when. And when I saw guys down the back straightaway in the grass, I expected it.
Well, Rusty Izokay's crew is working on the car, trying to get it back out there. Let's go to Dr. Jerry Punch.
Greg Zippodelli is a crew chief for Tony Stewart. Greg, from talking with Tony, what is your take on what happened back there?
He just said that Skinner started to cut down on him, crowded him. We got down in the grass and they touched. When we were in the grass and the 31 was in the grass. I mean, it's a shame the Home Depot 20 was running real well today. And we'll just have to be patient and work our way back to the front.
Damage on your car?
It doesn't look like anything serious. Looks like around the headlight door is a little bit of damage, but the balance is still in good tack, and the right front fender is all right.
All right, that's Greg Zippodelli on the Tony Stewart car. Back to Bill.